Okay. Hello everybody. Good evening, GMGM from wherever you're tuned in from. It's glad to have you guys here as we dive into the topic beyond silos, navigating Web3 safely. My name is Mr. Barry Samuel, and I'm privileged to be the African ambassador for ZetaChain. This evening, it's a community call, right? So we're going to be having conversations. Everybody, it's free to, when it's due, just unmute your mic, you share. We want to, get to learn from you, as far as the topic is concerned. So once again, I want to welcome every one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. And as you know, this is ZetaChain Africa community, and from time to time we do community calls like this. The last time it was on a Telegram space like this. We're looking at doing Telegram and Twitter as well, so we can get more engagement, build more connections, and help stay better positioned to further drive value, and do a lot of other beautiful things together. So it's going to be an engaging space. So please feel free, to unmute your mic and speak to us when the time comes. This space is proudly brought to you by Zeta blockchain. I would refer to Zeta blockchain as the first universal blockchain. If you're not new to this space, I'm sure you would understand some of the challenges we've been going through from one chain to the other, security issues, hacks here and there. But ZetaChain is actually, making all of these things much more easier, especially for those that are just coming into the blockchain ecosystem. Basically, with Zeta blockchain, you have access, navigate your way around different chains from one single point of entry. And that actually, it's a blessing if you'd ask me, because it helps you stay more secure. When you are everywhere, connecting from this wallet to this other wallet, connecting from this chain to this other chain, using, several entry points, it makes you porous to attacks, out there. But if you have a single point of entry, it's helps you stay safe. That's one of the cool thing about Zeta Chain for me. And it has a lot of use case both for developers and for users as well. Let me speak from the developer standpoint. If you're a developer, for instance, and you want to deploy your DApp, it's way more easier for you to deploy just once, and then you can launch it everywhere. And that's because it's help you save cost and execution or implementation time as well. If you're going to be deploying on several chains, most of the chains would require you writing different smart contracts. But if you built it the first time on Zeta blockchain, the smart contract is, universally accepted on every other chains, including Bitcoin. So today's conversation, it's basically about how we can stay safe, navigating our way around Web3. I'm going to be sharing a few thoughts, but of course, like I mentioned earlier, the room is open. I personally want to hear your experiences as well. I want to hear you share about your mistakes, your wins, and whatever advice you'd have as well for whoever would be listening to you. Together, I believe we can make a learning experience for everyone. So I'm going to ask a quick question, and the room will be open for just about any one of you that would want to go first. And the question I have in mind is, what's that one mistake that you or somebody has made in Web3, and what do you think you know we can learn from it? That's my question for you guys. Can you guys hear me, please? please? Can you hear me, please?
Yes,
Okay.
I
Yes,
can
I
hear
can
you.
hear
Yes.
you.
All right. I'm waiting for a response if you can hear me.
So what was the question again?
Okay. I was asking what's that one mistake you or somebody you know has made in Web3, and what do you think we can learn from it? That's the question.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Tesam,
Go ahead, we can hear you.
BE, BE, good evening, Barrister, Adal, Eminence. Yeah, I am Vincent. I'm good to join this conversation this evening. And yeah, to answer the question Mr. Sam asked, the mistake someone or I personally have done in Web3, I will take it from a friend who had his whole portfolio drained because he actually store both his stable and his volatile assets on in the same wallet. So when his wallet was compromised because of that, he lost everything. Yeah, he lost everything. He lost all his assets. So what I learned from his mistake is that you need to have different wallets. You have wallets that you can connect to dApps. If you are the type of person that maybe trade on chain, you have different wallets that you don't connect to any other place. That's more like your savings, where your stables and other assets are stored. Because what actually happened to him, if he had another wallet, separate wallet that he connects, that he save his savings, that could have saved him that loss, right? Some mistake we do in Web3, like some should I say mistake or some losses we incurred in Web3 is not from our own mistake. For instance, if you connect to a dApp, maybe you if you are the type of person that do most of the on-chain tasks, you maybe provide liquidity, like you really do the most of the DeFi stuff. If the smart contract is compromised, there is tendency of your wallet being compromised as well. So if the hacker has a way of compromising the protocols this is smart contract, in a way you will be affected as well because you have connected your wallet to to that contract and you have signed, you have given approval. Sometimes what we sign is that we only see connect, but behind the connect there are terms and conditions. So when you sign the transaction, it means you have given approval, and that approval means that you don't know what is written at the back end. Like that, the protocol, the smart contract you have initiated, you have interacted with, can withdraw your fund, right? Can automate transaction depending on the code, right? So um, some of the security breach can come from maybe the dApps you interact where you have connected your wallet to. So that my friend lost his asset because he did not create a separate wallet. Okay, this one is mainly to interact. This one is mainly for savings. I am not connecting it to any other thing. So that's it for me. Thank you so much, sir.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you so much for sharing. Why I'm waiting for others to also lend their voice to the question. One of the things that I got from what you said is the terms and condition part. I was just thinking over it, And we Africans, or I'll say Nigerians, an average Nigerian would not really want to bother about those terms and conditions, especially when doing crypto wallets approvers like that. And I think it's something we really need to start paying attention to, because a lot of persons, like you've mentioned, have lost their funds as a result of not paying attention to tiny details that are inscribed in the terms and condition. It's more like when you download certain let's say Web2 applications as well. There are certain applications that does not really require you giving them access to your gallery, your contacts. You understand me? But sometimes a lot of persons are not even mindful of all of these things. They just skip, approve, 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 and then you give them access to your microphone, your gallery, and some other sensitive setups that they by default are not supposed to have access to. So, and that's a security breach. Thank you so much for sharing. You also mentioned about seed phrase protection. I'm just recoining some of the words. I'm just recoining it in the way I understand. Seed phrase protection. A lot of newbies mostly do not really pay attention to some of these things, especially when they are signing up and they expose these things. And it's not really, really cool. Thank you so much. This section is going to be a brief one, but yet very impactful. So I would want us to, let's not save the best for the last, please. Give it hot, hot when it's hot now. I'm expecting you guys to share as much as you can, so that whomsoever listens to the records later will get as much value as possible as well. Eminence, I don't know if you'd want to attempt the question as well, or should I ask a different question?
Good evening.
Yeah, good
Um,
evening.
I don't know if you just give me like few
Okay,
seconds.
that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Barrister, are you there? Barrister, are you there? Okay, while we're waiting for Barrister, I think we'll just proceed. My next question is, which is going to lead me to maybe share some other stuffs, especially regarding what ZetaChain is doing. But then I have somebody in the house that I'll still come back to you, Mr. Vincent, because some way I know you've been interacting with the ZetaChain projects and ecosystem. I know one time you were a contributor and even a VIP contributor as well. So you would understand most of the things that have been going on within the ZetaChain ecosystem. So I would love to ask, with the way ZetaChain is connected to blockchain, serving as a universal hotspot, if you permit me to use that word. Uh, what opportunities do you feel or do you see for African builders and creators?
Okay, I think that question is for me.
Okay, yeah, you can answer, but I was asking, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, you were asking somebody else. I did not know. I
No, you
just
can,
came back.
you can answer. Give it to us hot, hot. No problem. Go ahead. I think
Okay.
Vincent will also respond to it.
All right, no problem. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for the opportunity. So, I don't know where to start, but I'll just start somewhere. For African builders, right? I think we still need more adoption of Zeta chain in Africa because
Okay.
the awareness is pretty unlike unlike every other blockchain. If you ask like a common no me that is into crypto now, do you know Binance? They'll be like, oh, you ask, do you know Bybit? There'll be even Make that even came out recently. Most newbies that are even entering the space in the last 6 months knows it, but Zeta Chain has been there for over 3 years, if I'm not mistaken. So the most important thing that I feel we really need to do now is, create more awareness, create more awareness for that. I know we have a lot of builders in Africa, especially in Nigeria. In particular, we have a lot of builders, and most times I think the problem they have is maybe they don't really understand. You know, all these um chains they have different virtual machines they run on, and different codes. So sometimes it's like, if for example now I'm a backend, I'll definitely understand stuff more on backend than front end. So sometimes those builders they don't really understand maybe the code how it is, or maybe they need some kind of onboarding. So awareness is something I feel that should really come in first, because there are a lot of opportunities, to be very honest. There are a lot of opportunities even for creators. In short, this information meta the information phase the era we are is for all. There's no chain that is limited from it. Everybody is now focusing on being greater, transiting it into value, and in turn into cash. So I think there's such room on ZetaChain. And of course, although they are just trying to come up with those parts, which they do contest most times. I was going through the new protocols. If somebody is it in the VIPs, I think in the VIP mentioned something like that, but it was like they're trying to build it like in a meme concept, so that the meme could add value, like could have value or automatically based on um the narrative. So there are lots of so if somebody comes up with an idea like that, that's a very nice idea. And if at the end of the day, such projects, get funding and stands out, it's an early opportunity for you know builders. It's an early opportunity also for creators. So basically, anybody, irrespective of it does not even matter the kind of skill you have, provided you can speak and write. You can come into the ecosystem. There are lots of opportunities, a lot beyond just buying the token and waiting for it to pump, a lot beyond just being a developer that's writing code. There's a lot of in the community itself, the ZetaChain community itself. I know there are still opportunities there, because some people are still contributing, upgrading on roles, getting some forms of incentives as maybe appreciation or community sorry, appreciation for community support. So it's it's a borderless, I'll call it borderless, and the name itself makes it global. It's not just a centric kind of chain, it's for everybody. And in as much as it's also for all chains, like it spans across all chains, it's also for everybody. So that's just my take. I don't know if you guys could hear me.
Yes, yes, loud and clear. We could hear you. Thank you so much for your submission, and your recommendations are duly noted. If you permit me to respond, when it comes to community expansion and growth in Africa, there are a lot of plans on ground, and we've been taking active steps to ensure we play our own part to further drive engagement and community adoption. Let's take for instance this space. For instance, we have over, I think, 90 something plus persons on the group. A lot of them indicated interest they're going to be on the space, but look at the numbers that are here now. And we've been hosting spaces like this before, this time as well. uh, in time past, we've done some kind of school adoption outreaches, in a few universities, and the numbers had been quite amazing as well. This is not to say there's still much work to be done, and in a matter of weeks, I'm sure you guys will be seeing real manifestation of some of this work that we've been doing at the background. And I'm also throwing this open for you and any other person that's listening, that of course they say a tree cannot make a forest, right? So if you have ideas on areas you think we can do more, things we can explore to grow better as a community, I'm talking about the African community, of course, your ideas and contributions will be very much welcomed. And as you would observe, I think we started a quiz, sorry, thread contest a few days ago. This weekend, of course, the winners will be announced and then the funds will be distributed also. This is our commitment, especially as the African community, to, somehow let our community know that, we see what they've been doing, and also a way of also driving engagement so that more persons will get to understand what ZetaChain is about as a result of some of this thread content that that has been written. And we're going to be doing much more as well in the form of more threads, contest, let's say community quiz, memes, and even hackathons, events as well. So wherever you're listening from, any of the states, right, we're very much open armed to work hand in hand with you, collaborate with you to, let's say, host an in-person meetup, or if you have access to other projects as well, irrespective of the chain, Solana, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Arbitrum. If you have access to project leads, within Nigeria, within Africa, we're very much through you get connected to them, and then let's do stuffs together, let's host space together as well. So I'm just saying this to say there's a lot we're actually doing at the back end, and very soon it would be in full manifestation. But of course, we are willing to work with you as well if you have access to some of these resources that I've mentioned earlier. So thank you so much. At the beyond the regional level, ZetaChain has actually been doing a lot also at its regards community partnership and collaboration as well. Of recent, ZetaChain and BitGets actually, did some form of wallet presentation at, um, sorry, Token 2049 in Singapore. There has been collaboration between Blockvest and ZetaChain as well. And these are the things that we are also looking forward to, doing some form of community level partnerships within the African communities as well, so that together we can further drive adoptions to the grassroots. So thank you so much, Vince, Eminence, for that submission. I'm really grateful. Um, Vincent, I don't know if you can still hear me. I don't if you'd want to contribute, the space is still open for you to share as well. This is a community call, right? So I'm expecting, let's talk, you understand? Ask questions if you want, recommendations, whatever. Barrister, Mr. B, I see you. Please kindly unmute, and let's get to hear from you as well. It's an open mic section. It's a community call. So I expect that would also contribute.
Okay.
Okay. So I just want to ask because I'm actually new and going through like everything that the searching has been doing. I find it very interesting, which is why I'm very shocked that we have just like our community strength is in the 90s because the project is actually very promising. So um, the Twitter um, the Twitter impression, like your Twitter, is it very very active? Do you guys like post on Twitter very well?
I think you can see for yourself. We've been making timely posts on the Twitter space. There's an African page for, if you're in the community, we've been sharing links that takes you to the African page. Um, for the ZetaChain the number you're seeing on the Telegram group, this community was just formed. It's not quite long. We've been existing for more than 2 years on the Discord site, but then we're trying to move the conversation. We just want to have a more
Telegram.
interaction at the Telegram level. That's why the numbers are a bit low, and of course, we're working hard to ensure we get more members as well. And with your support as well, I think we can do something cool. I don't know if that answered your
That's
question.
yeah, that's very nice. So, like my own take is just Twitter impression, more spaces. Like
Mm,
basically now, every day I wake up. Let's say I wake up by 5, and then I pick my phone and I'm opening Twitter. I'm seeing about 4, 5 spaces that have started. That's around 5 a.m. Then getting
okay.
down to 6, 7, more spaces keep coming up, and then these are people that are building community. I don't know if you've heard of some. There is one they call Phoenix something. I don't know if you've heard of that one. So these are guys that have been like the. It's more of like it has become something of, should I say, a ritual for them. So I don't know if we can make this a reality.
I
Maybe every, if even if it's not going to be every day, but then let's say in a week have like spaces like 3 times. I don't know if it will be possible. Just have spaces, let people be seeing that, oh, there's this community that is there, even if they don't join. Because there are some communities that I join, I don't just wake up and join them. I've seen it like 2, 3 times on it, like they're having spaces, and I'm like, these people, what are they even talking about? And I just join. You get? So I feel like it's more of what people see, what you put in people's face. That's what they are going to
yeah.
take. If they don't see you more frequently, so that there is a community that's like this. You get? Because concept of omni-chain is
Okay.
actually very
Yeah.
mind-blowing, and for someone to think of it, I mean, there are a lot of builders that want to key into this kind of vision, but then most of them might not have like should I say the connection to actually know that, oh, there's something like this that actually exists. So spaces are one way you can um
Okay.
foster that. Then also constant content. I know you like, you might not have to post content every hour or every day. So before I was in the Web3 community, I used to work um with a marketing APR brand. And then sometimes they'll tell you write 10 stories, 15 stories, and you're like, in a day, 15 stories. But the thing is, always like something should be on your feed every, even if it's not going to be every minute, every hour, maybe every 2 2 hours. So if you can have a better content calendar, have, even if it's not going to be a post explaining something or one or two things that ZetaChain does, you can do memes. Like memes are very they are very catchy. I think it's the one way you can get people, because if you do something that is very funny, I swear, if I see a funny meme, I will definitely be coming back because I feel, I want to laugh, or there's something that these people are doing that I like. So even if it's not going to be a written content, you can do memes, you can do video editing too. Then there is this talk of, yes, you have garnered the community you need, but then you need to make sure that they don't go like away. Like how you mentioned that you have a community, like we had like a discussion, and then people said that they were going to join, and then they didn't join. So how about that? Like I feel like that is how should I say community members just start slacking and then forget that, oh, they are part of a bigger picture. So I don't know if you've thought about it, but newsletters work too. Newsletters work too. There is a community I joined when I was still in school, Borderless. So they started small, yes, but then they tried as much as possible to send newsletters, even if it's every month, to remind community members that um we are we are together, this, that, in as much as we have community calls bi-weekly, but still they still make sure to send um newsletters to every community member. And those newsletters might not be even too serious, even if you don't have anything. Sometimes you might just send them to tell them about, oh, we have so and so this month, but still add a bit of humor to it. You can just do it as a means of checking up. I don't you should be you should be familiar with newsletters now. If you've joined, if you signed up for um some, what's it called, some brands, so you can use Substack to check out. Like you can see like an example of newsletters there. So you sign up, you get mails. Some send their own every day, some send their own every 2 days, every 3 days. But I feel like it's one way to keep the community together, not
Okay.
only looking for external, like new people to join. But then how do you feel when new people are joining you and then the one you have are leaving? You get. So that's just one way to make sure that your community knows that you care. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. I've just been listening quietly, and you make a lot of sense, all of the things that you've said. Me, I'm more of a doer, more than just talking, right? I love when somebody talks and then does the talk as well. If you go to our page, right, we've done quite a lot. Maybe you can just take some time and look at it. You would see we've been holding spaces, not every day, but at least once in a week. And we're also increasing our momentum. That's why we're having this kind of call as well. It would have been easier for us to take it to Twitter, which we would very soon. But we felt like, let's just have a heart-to-heart conversation. And I'm very happy with the way this conversation is going, with the likes of Eminence, the real Magnus, Vincent, and you on board. I believe we can take this a bit further and have the kind of impact that we have all talked about here, right? So if you would volunteer, for instance, working with us to implement some of these things that you've talked about, I think it would be an amazing thing. And of course, as we go along the way, there will always be something in for you, as you contribute, your right. So speaking about the space, can we be moving on? Hosts our spaces every Fridays. So we know every Friday, either I think we should take to Twitter so we can have more engagements. But from time to time we'll be coming to Telegram like this as well. I don't know if that makes sense for you.
Yes, like sense. And don't mind volunteering.
Okay, that's awesome.
I always jump at every opportunity. I always jump at every opportunity to let's say improve my skill.
Okay,
So it will not be a problem
okay,
to volunteer.
that's awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, we have a few persons joining us. The real Magnus, welcome. I can see you. Web3 barrister. Web3 barrister. We've not heard your voice. What's going on? Let's hear you speak to us, please. Are you there, Web3 barrister? Okay, I want to believe maybe network or something. But for the rest of you guys, I want to believe you guys can still hear me. This space is
Yeah.
not going to be long like that. We've shared quite a lot since we started. Uh, I believe in moderation, right? We don't have to elongate it too much, like the post B was talking about. We don't have to make posts every day, because we're working with certain calendar too, but then if you check from what we've been doing, you'll notice, sometimes you don't want to just focus on the content, let's say for this space, some of the spaces we've been having, right? As much as we can, we're trying to also bring out topics that an average community member can relate with, especially those that are just coming into the space, and not just, be talking about core stuff, project based core stuff all the time. You get me? Yes, a few persons can still catch up, but then we understand most of those guys we're trying to reach out to might not be able to chew these bones that we're giving to them, and that's why we bring, in certain persons most time. Last, I think the last space we had was about let me check the topic again, but I know we spoke about our advocacy in Web3, and we brought in somebody who has been doing so well in terms of Web3 education and advocacy, and it was quite an amazing section as well. So we do stuffs like this so that we'll be able to carry everybody along, right? And like I mentioned earlier, where I'm very much open, privileged to be, leading the African community. I would really like to work with you guys. You understand me? Because I believe we have our strengths, right? You have your level of influence, in your respective sphere of contact. If we can, garner all of this energy, I believe we'll do so much together, and we'll be able to push Africa, up on the map as far as blockchain it's concerned, right? So that, like Mr. Eminence mentioned again, when somebody talks about blockchain, mentions ZetaChain, they should be able to, tell what the project is about. And I believe we all here can do this together, right? So I'm going to be reaching out to maybe us, if you don't mind, at a private level, and then at the group level also. Like I mentioned earlier, please feel free, right, to reach out to me if you've spotted an area you think, okay, this area, I think we should do this here, we should do this here. I'm very much open to work with you guys. So thank you so much, guys. It's been an
Okay.
amazing conversation. We're
Sorry.
looking at
Can
beyond science.
can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so I just want to ask, it's more like a question
Okay.
because I think even myself, I might be among the factors. Right. So I know that there is a channel in the Discord. That's the
Discord, yeah.
main Yasiva for Nigerians, and that's basically Africa, right? So, but there's been like low activity there. So I'm just thinking what we could be doing because sometimes there are people that are very very much active there on Discord, and most times the team behind the project are always active on Discord unless they have any private chats in Telegram. So I'm just thinking, is there a way we could be, balancing information flow between the channel and also the um Telegram. Then also, if some of us, that are active are free, I think it will also be good to once in a while, if we are chatting in the main chat, also reference that,
Mm,
oh, you could ask if somebody you're communicating with somebody, you could ask, oh, which region are you from? If the person say, oh, he's from Africa, Nigeria, you could reference the person to, the the local channel, because one thing
okay.
I really believe about most of this project is they always want to see. Sometimes it's not even about the the quantities, but if the quality there is at least appealing, they will, for sure put in effort or pay more attention to that community or region. So I'm just suggesting maybe we could also be doing that as part of the activities, in addition to what B
Yeah.
just mentioned.
Okay.
So it's just a
That
suggestion.
Yeah, that's beautiful. So I know a lot of conversation has been going on the Discord channel, when it comes to sharing updates, you'll notice most of the, especially for events, right? There's no event we've done that is not also shared on that, especially the Nigerian channel. If you go there, you would see it. But I feel what you're talking about, it's more of like real time conversations. I
Yeah.
don't know, I wouldn't say I'm completely ignorant of what's going on, but a lot of persons, and this is not just peculiar to ZetaChain. Sometimes a lot of persons join different projects for different reasons, right? And when it seems
Yeah.
like they do not get what they wanted, they might just, fade away in terms of communication. But that's about to change as well. So, and I'm so glad we're having this kind of conversations now. And I think this conversation would still span beyond this call that we're having. If it means maybe creating a small mini group so we can, further strengthen our ideologies and, work more together to achieve all of these things, I would be so grateful. Like you mentioned earlier, there are a lot of opportunities within this Zeta blockchain, right? And most time I'm privileged to see certain
Yeah.
stuff and recommendations. You understand me? There are rules that we can easily recommend. You understand me? And for
Yeah.
recommendations that most times you'd want to recommend, for those of you that have worked with me for a while, you understand I don't hold back on stuffs like that. It will be easier for me to recommend, for stuff that I know you can do. There are a lot of projects that have launched on ZetaChain that a lot of persons have not explored yet. I
Talking
think,
about that.
ah,
Talking about that. Sorry. Talking about that. I think I came across something. Is it um? It's not to a week about one white list, and there's an incentive that will be coming for it.
on ZetaChain,
And
right?
yeah, I think
Okay.
it's one of their most recent tweets. I don't remember, but I saw it from them. I even applied, just applied on it randomly and passed.
Oh,
But I know it was
I shared
incentive
it.
based.
I shared it on the group. Let me check. I know the project you're talking about. I think I shared it on the group.
Oh,
Okay, go ahead.
yeah. So I'm just saying that such project that them themselves the main it has been spoken about on the official accounts is
Mhm.
are stuff that people really need to follow. I think they're building something really amazing. That's why they decided to tweet about them.
Okay. So what you're saying, it's correct. There are a lot of other projects, that a lot of our community members are not aware of, and I'm believing in the subsequent spaces that we'll be having. Maybe one of these spaces will just explore different projects that have deployed on ZetaChain and how maybe our community members can actually better position themselves to, engage and take advantage of whatever that particular project has to offer. I think that will do a whole lot of good to our community as well. So, it's been an amazing conversation. I don't want to keep you guys too long on this particular space. So I would just want us to, uh, by way of wrapping up, share our thoughts. We'll be looking at beyond silos, right? When I say beyond silos, I want to believe you understand. It's Zeta chain I'm talking about. Going multi-chain. And as we're going multi-chain, exploring other projects, looking out for opportunities, we also need to navigate safely. And we've talked about most of those things earlier. Vincent talked about seed phrase protection, smart contracts and compromise, terms and conditions, and a whole lot of stuff as well. And I believe, if one takes note of these things, it would actually keep you safe, keep your family safe, and keep your wallet safe as well. So let me hear from you guys. What's your final words of advice, your contribution as we wrap up the space? We should be wrapping up in the next by 9. I think we should be done when everybody takes turn to, of course, share for this last lap.
Y- Let me just say something before, because I might go out very soon.
Okay,
So,
go
from my own end, what I would love to say is, in cases like this, after ZetaChain did their phase airdrop, it looks like most people that were super bullish left the project, and that's like it's a normal thing for crypto projects. When people get the airdrops, they tend to flip, especially when there's nothing to keep them, or if the second round of the airdrop, like it happened with them, was not really inspiring enough. So, but I think it's just beyond that. It's beyond that because I know a lot of people that sustain, at long term stuff to still do with them. When I mean long term is maybe long term uh in terms of jobs and other recommendation. In short, I think personally there was this project I got to, although they were not, like paying, but the few time I was with them, I learned a lot. I learned a whole lot. And that was because I was still participating in the ZetaChain ecosystem, was still contributing. So such opportunities can come in paid formats. You could be opportune to, be among the team of an upcoming project if you have ideas that resonate with what they are trying to build. And you could even function as an advisor in any case. And even within the ecosystem itself, if you are a very good developer, you can join their developers team. And I know their developers team is one of the circle that is really, really benefiting from the ecosystem. And if you can join, if you have liquidity, you can join as a validator. I think they have a special incentive that always goes straight to those guys. So beyond that atmosphere of what I'm trying to say in essence is beyond that atmosphere of uh face incentive reward, which is a job. Uh we should all we should look at the bigger picture. The bigger picture. People that are top OGs in on Ethereum now, they are those that sustain. People that are top OGs on BNB chain now, they are people that were there right from the beginning. And one thing that is common among blockchains, like chains on the service, they might start sluggishly, but over time they always explode in as much as they have value. And ZetaChain, there's no other ecosystem that is building something or has built something that is similar to them. They are like the full definition of interoperability and scalability. Then the same all these I'm saying these ones now in reference to the price of them. So if you maybe have liquidity, you have long term investment plan, I'm not advising, but from past experience, chains are always good. Like um owing value, that's via the native asset of any chain, is always very good. The same will happen if it was like an exchange on itself, and we have seen those things common. So we don't know the next 5, 10 years from now. And it's not like a chain that will slack. They are building constantly. Like I really like their what they call it. I don't even know which English, but I like their strength, irrespective of the fact that the price data on the token itself has not been going really well, but they really show that they are fully backed by a strong team. And of course, if you want to go in deeply, you remember that the parts of their team members are from Coinbase. So there's a very strong mutuality between them and strong ecosystem. So they have a long term vision, of course. So what that means in essence is if you remain a supporter, that means you don't know what 5 to 10 years from now would talk about. And this what I'm saying now is just use the same mindset. Like if you were an Ethereum OG, or if you're a BNB OG, or if you're a Solana OG, you understand? So what will happen in the next 5 to 10 years from now is what you should be looking at, not like the immediate picture. So it will give you an avenue to diversify and gain grounds now that people have not really recognized that things are happening in the ecosystem. So that's basically what I want to say.
This is a very big alpha you've shared like this. So you know what I'm just thinking now. I have a few Zeta in my wallet, but I'm just thinking of bagging more now, right? This is not a financial advice, of course, but I'm just thinking of bagging more, looking at the long-term value, of course. We know Zeta as a coin did, I think, more than $2, but now it dropped a bit, and we're expecting the price would go up. And if that happens, it's going to be so much profit for those that had bought when the price was low. So thank you so much for sharing all of that. I'm sure everybody heard you loud and clear. Speaking of opportunities, personally, am a testimonial of opportunities, and most times the opportunities you're looking for comes in coverall, right? In places you do not expect, and that's why it's good to have a very good mindset when you're working with any project, right? A lot of persons came because of the airdrop, like you were talking about the engagement on Discord and all of that, and somehow maybe they did not get what they want when they wanted it, and somehow they felt, oh, okay, let me just chill. But that's about to change. Mr. B, if you can still hear me, speaking of jobs as well, I think currently there is a role for a social media specialist, intern vibes, right? So the requirements would basically be, if you're the guy that is always online, you have a thing for creating memes and you can speak DGen fluently. I think that role is for you. I shared that. Maybe I'll have to reshare again on the group. So if you're interested in that, I think you can give it a shot as well, and I'm sure something good would come out of that. Thank you so much once again, Eminence, for all that you shared. Any other person, please, just kindly unmute and let's hear you.
Oh, mine is not really a contribution, rather it's like I can reach out to you later now
Go
in
ahead,
respect to
please.
the volunteering. Honestly.
Sure, sure, sure. Yes, you can.
And um, yes, like I remember you saying you were considering opening a separate group. I think that would work well too, Sha. That would that would work well. Um, um, like you said you you had like you've heard a lot of things that you would want to work on, and one way to should I say um actualize an idea is to build up on it immediately. I remember you saying you are not just talk, but you are talk and do. So as you are saying it, you are doing it immediately. You get.
Oh, okay. Yeah, what I meant, yeah, we're on the same page. I did mention that we've been doing a lot of work, right? That it's not everything we'll just come and share on the group, right? There has been a lot of plan that currently we're doing something, but for the fact that it has not manifested in real terms doesn't mean we've not been working. And I said that because of the kind of conversations we're having. I felt I'm getting some noise at the background. Can you mute, please?
Okay. Sorry.
Okay, better. So I was saying, because of the kind of conversations we've been having, and I see from the way you spoke, right? I could sense like you really want to contribute. You understand me? That's why I mentioned that. So it will not be a bad idea for you to also come on board and provide whatever form of support, contribution that you have. and at the end of the day, everybody wins. That's what I mean. So you're free to reach out at any time. My DMs are open.
Okay, sure. No problem. Thank you.
Okay. Mm. Okay, I think we can wrap it up if you guys are still with me. Thank you so much. This was one of the most amazing sections I've had this week. Thank you so much for your contributions. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for, staying up till this time. And you guys showed up in time, and that's why I also want to keep to time to ensure we wrap up everything in 1 hour. Right. So next Friday we're going to have another space. We'll still keep up the conversation on the group, and like I mentioned, please come to my DM, share ideas. Let's see how we can work together. I'm looking forward to us, maybe through you, have access to the community lead for Avalanche, the community or project lead for any chain at all, and you have access to these guys. Please, let's work together to ensure we have some sort of cross community collaborations. And I believe with your synergy, the work would be more sweet and fun as we drive impact for Africa. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. I'm really, really grateful. It was so good having this conversation with you guys.
Okay, sir. Please, I have a question before you draw the curtain, please.
Okay, go ahead.
Um, I noticed there was a trade contest is it last week, and
Yes,
the result supposed to be announced is it yesterday. Any hint
yes.
of when that will be done? Any hint?
That will be done this weekend, please. A lot of activity kind of overshadowed,
The
and
weekend is almost over, sir.
I know by tomorrow it should be up.
Okay, okay,
Uh, Someone was reviewing them, so by tomorrow it should
okay.
be up. The announcement will be done, and payment should start coming in, let's say Monday, Tuesday or so, once announcement has been done.
Okay, okay, sir. Thank you, sir. And also, I was waiting to give my final take, but since you
Please
have
go ahead. Go ahead.
okay, okay, thank you so much. So, I have a suggestion too. It is general, not for ZetaChain in Africa. I think I have seen other projects, other ecosystem execute it, where we can have should I call it a ZetaChain University, or if you want to call it ZetaChain Academy, where newbies or maybe people joining ZetaChain ecosystem can come in and have a kind of content, ready-made content that can help them navigate the ZetaChain ecosystem. It can be created based on the non-technical guys, the technical guys on how to navigate around the ecosystem. That will make will add it will aid in seamless onboarding, right? And
Okay.
also people who enroll on the academy, it can be like people who enroll on the academy, after the academy they can take basic like quiz or exams, if you want to call it that way, and they can have an on-chain should I call it certificate or on-chain proof that yes, they have enrolled through the academy. The
Okay.
academy, the this thing, the the courses, if I want to put it that way, or depending on how they want it will be drafted, will give you the basic of Zeta chain. Then you get to a bit advanced, understanding the ecosystem, the project that are building on, the top project that are building on Zeta chain, and the rest of it. That will really give sense of belonging to both the community, and sometimes it will also spark engagement, right, to the community. And that's my own take on that. And for if there is any developers who is listening, Zeta Chain makes it very easy for developer to build on Zeta Chain when you look at the USC and the UEVM. That's more like the universal smart contract and the universal Ethereum virtual machine, right? Whereby you can irrespective of where you are building on, be it on Polygon, on Ethereum, you can easily plug into ZetaChain and integrate your dApps without creating different logic. I am not really a technical guy, but I read through ZetaChain, and I that got my attention. So as a developer, you can easily do that. As a user who wants to move assets from one point to another, it is also user friendly. There is no need of people who have been who have really been a core device guys when you want to move, for instance. Then when I used to move Ethereum um from one network to another, what you receive at the receiving end used to be, you will see something like this thing ETH, more like a wrap token where you
Okay.
don't get the actual net. But on Zeta chain, you get your actual token at the destination chain, and even though you are moving Bitcoin and the rest of the things. So with that, I think both developers and users have no hesitation not to use Zeta chain. It's user friendly. It's built for everyone, both developers and non-developers. So that's my final take. Check out
That's that's
ZetaChain and
beautiful.
thank you
Thank you
so
so
much.
much. I want to respond to what you've just said by quoting the words of William Gibson, and he said, "The future is here. It's not just evenly distributed." What I mean by that is what seemed like an idea that you just talked about now, where people get to learn more about blockchain technology with special focus on ZetaChain. It's already in existence, right? There is a project. It's called Bitstamp Learn by Robin Hood, and this is also powered by ZetaChain, where you basically learn about blockchain technology, core focus on ZetaChain as well, and you get to, it's a learn and earn kind of platform. You After learning, of course, you get ready to test your knowledge on the various topics that you've consumed, and then you get to take up a quiz, and I think you should earn around 6 zeta or so if you successfully answer these questions. I shared that. I think that was around September. I'll still reshare again. You understand me? So perhaps you can also push this to those in your sphere of content, right? So some of these things you mentioned, it's already up and running. And you see, that's why we need to be having more spaces like this. So we get to remind ourselves of some things and also share some of these things. So imagine, a lot of newbies out there get to be learning about the blockchain, and they are given the opportunity of also earning as well. And see, the motivation should not really be about the money though, but of course it's something that could also keep them motivated to continually learn on the platform. So that is already in existence. That's what I'm saying. I'll share the link again. It's called it was shared on this I think around September first week. Yeah, I'll share again when I'll check it and share. It's called Bitstamp Learn by Robin Hood, right? And it's powered by ZetaChain as well. Now, concerning the campus thing that you talked about, in time past we have done a few campus outreach. I think I was privileged to do few in a few unis, that's university in Aksu, um, in Aqua Poly, if I can remember, and we did something in Ghana as well, in partnership with one of our community partners, or collaboration with one of our community partners as well, and the results were beautiful. But of course, some of these things are not it's not something you do with words of mouth. It requires funds and all of that. And at that time, the project was really focusing more on development, deployment rather than in-person meetups, But then we've actually experienced quite a number of deployments and growth in the ecosystem. So now we're even more open to outdoor events and even online events as well. So expect more of that, moving forward, especially within the African region. And that's where I was actually talking about us working together, so that let's say if you're in Kano, for instance, or in wherever it is that you are, would not all of them would work out, but would maybe just uh, check whatever it is you want to do from where you are, and then see how we can work together to achieve it. But for the very beginning, the online space, I know it's something that we can always do from wherever we are. You understand? So we're going to be doing more of recently. I was looking at partnering with the developer students, Google developer student clubs. I've already reached out to one that's in Eket. This coming week, they're going to be having, that conversation is ongoing. That's what I was saying. You understand me? So once we finalize our conversations with them, yeah, would also share the announcements on any of the programs that we are having, right? So from wherever you are, if you have good relationship with any of the campus clubs, and you've explored ways we can partner, we can collaborate to, drive education and adoption of blockchain powered by ZetaChain. Of course, I'm willing to work with you. Thank you so much, Mr. Vincent, for that input. I'm really grateful.
Which help.
Yes, we can hear you, Barrister. Go ahead.
Before you rock, so regarding the what you have said earlier, so I want to discuss with you privately so that we can see how to solve the matter out. Permit me to knock your DM
Okay,
whenever we finish, so we can
okay.
keep talking about that issue.
My DM is always open. You can reach out to me, sir.
Okay, so no problem. Thank you.
Okay.
So,
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, we're going to have a space on X this time around on Friday, same time, 8 p.m. Okay, we're going to have a space. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys as well, and of course, other persons will get to join us too. This was more like an in-house stuff. It was a community call. I was expecting more persons to join, but I think sometimes it's not really about the numbers too. Little is much when value is there. Thank you so much, Barrister Web3. Thank you, Vincent. Thank you, Eminence. Thank you, B. Thank you. I saw Real Magnus and a few other persons that joined. I am sure network logged out some persons. Edal, yeah, I saw Edal. Thank you so much for joining. Your contributions were really valid, and it was good having this conversation with you all. So, uh, thank you once again. Good night, guys.